Welcome back to Remy's Place. You know what to do.
Making your way into LCS takes everything you've got.
Quite possibly.
Taking a break from all your worries, watching YouTube a lot. Saturday at Remy's Place. Sometimes you wanna go hang out and banter at Remy's Place. Come in and jump on lives today. You wanna be where you can see our grails are all the same. You wanna banter at Remy's Place. You wanna go where people know we don't all collect the same. You wanna go hang out at Remy's Place.
Yes, it is Mad Spideys Saturday night takeover, or Saturday night for the people over in the US. It is Sunday lunchtime for me. But we do have some special guests. Hopefully I'm not muted this time. I always forget about the mute thing, but I'll put one of my guests in because the other one's being rude at the moment.
He's not being rude. He's on with his agent right now, making sure he's able to make an appearance on this show because he has this exclusive contract elsewhere. So he's had to make sure that he's clear to come on with his agent.
He's not doing any like copyright infringements or anything like that. But
he says he's good to go. We can bring him on.
Go. Okay, we'll add our other special guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, permission granted from his agent.
It was Mark. I was talking to Mark. He was so I did this thing to him where I was sending him the last page of every DC book of next week. So he had to call me to tell me how hard I suck.
I've finished my mouthful now before I spit it all over the computer.
He's like, all right, first so this is when I pick up the phone, I'm like, hey, Mark. And he goes, first of all, fuck you.
Oh, boy. I suppose we better do the usual YouTube thing and say hello to the chat. And, of course, who is always first?
Well, as soon as it was created, the man, his YouTube sense went off, and he had to run to the chat.
That is right. The biggest liar in the YouTube community, because that's not where he's from.
Oh, no, there's a lot bigger liars than
I know, but I just like to, give him shit. Miss So.
She bailed on Chip and Taylor.
Oh. Yes, good to see the old Chip Meister coming back in some way, shape, or form.
What? Meeting completely out people in public, in reality, outside of this YouTube world?
No, I was thinking more new YouTube channel with one video on it. I did see it and I did comment. But hey, Trev, everybody's saying hello. The man we were just speaking about, we are Legion.
It's a rumor.
No, it's the Spideyverse. Simple Simon says Simonverse. I say Spideyverse. Yes, it is Sunday lunchtime over here, Les Crucius. Who else we got? Brian.
His weekend's half over. I mean,
yes, I had one of those stupid sleeps. I was waking up every couple of hours. I fell asleep at like 9 o'clock, and then I woke up and went, "Oh, Brian's on in half an hour. I can watch it for the first time." That's why I was up. And then I was up for your show. I did get about 2 hours, 2.5 hours sleep in between both shows.
I saw that. I saw you up there on Brian. I'm like, what are you doing? You nutter.
Yeah.
Either you just got home from the pub or you're going.
No, I did work that day, and it was just one of those days where I was just like dog tired, just had to go to sleep, and then just fell asleep really early and got up really early. Hey Kyle, hope you're doing well, mate. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Hey Cole, this is the AU Takeover one people are wearing shirts. Why wouldn't I be wearing a shirt? I'm not a beach bum, so.
Everybody knows Aussies don't wear shirts.
Well,
Every time we've gone and seen Thunder Down Under, they ain't wearing any shirts. That's all I'm saying.
all I can say is if I did that, everybody would have to wear sunglasses. We'll leave it at that. All right, so we're all caught up. 47-hour weekend. And yes, luckily enough, I do actually have a public holiday tomorrow, or Monday, should I say, just to clarify. So,
So your weekend's not half over. Well, actually, no, it is half over again because you're halfway through Sunday. So you're halfway through your weekend.
yeah, so I missed half of Saturday because I worked like a half day. And then so I got the Monday to make up for the half day to try and catch up on some rest.
Fair enough.
Always Washington.
What's the matter, Mike?
Mikey's still the best.
He sighed a heavy sigh, like he missed out on a piece of art.
Oh, no.
Somewhere on
I'm not
eBay,
even
a
paying
piece of art
attention
was
to
sold
that
and
right
he
now.
wasn't
I'm
involved.
scanning books.
Oh, okay.
It's a never-ending process.
Oh, is this just your normal pickups?
Yeah, so I haven't been to my shop for a couple weeks, and it seemed a little heavy because I didn't just buy 2 weeks of books. I bought next week's too.
They had next week's and they hooked
They
you
didn't. So the deal is they've been getting better about that, but this week they had somebody that wasn't used to working in the shop. She worked for them years ago. She's back because everybody's either sick or at a wedding. One of the owners got married, and then half the staff got sick. So,
Food poisoning from the wedding?
no.
gonorrhea from the orgy.
Yes, correct.
Hey, Larry.
Yeah. I was really disappointed. I had this week earlier this week. I recorded multiple videos stacked up, and then had corrupted files. Actually, I got all said and done. I think I only really lost one video, one unboxing. But so I brought all those with me today, so we'll share. I can share them here on this channel.
I wish I was that well prepared. Like everybody knows, I pretty much tape it, airdrop it to the laptop, put it together, and post it straight away, and then just wait for Simon to send me my thumbnail. That's pretty much exactly what I do.
Well, I mean, I recorded it.
I do not know how to make thumbnails. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm hopeless.
I recorded it, and then I went to edit it. And when I went to upload the raw recording into the editor,
And
it wouldn't upload. It would get almost there, and then it would stop. And then I was like, "Oh, what the hell's going on?" And I go watch the raw footage. And the raw footage would play until almost the end, and then it would freeze, and it was like screwed up. And I was like, so then I downloaded. I got some software to repair video files, whatever, and they'd go run the thing. They'd say, "Okay, it's all repaired," and you'd go look at it, and it would go right. It would basically just chop the video off at where the file was corrupted. It's like that's really not repairing it. That's just cutting out the bad stuff. I mean,
so did you go the whole video again, or did you just do just tape like the last bit of it and then just tack it on?
So no. So the video I just tossed it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna show the stuff on my channel vis-a-vis some shorts, and I've got some, and I brought them with me today. I'll share them here on this channel, and then the rest of the videos I was able to, either to get them to work, or in case of one of them, I reshot the mystery box video. It was put the books back in the box and take two. Shh, don't tell anybody though. We don't want to ruin the magic of YouTube.
And thanks to the persistence of one particular, a few YouTubers, but one particular one that I will remain nameless. He'll probably pop up and say it was me. I have delved into the world of shorts finally. I have done 3. I have worked out roughly how to do it, all on my sweet lonesome, which is very surprising. I always nearly ask for help. But yeah, they've all gotten. I've all released them around. I know people sort of say try and find your time is best to release them, because some people find that regardless of the content, if you do find your window, your like time pocket, they will not necessarily explode, but you will get a bit more views and stuff. But I'm quite happy. The 3 that I've got, all 3 of them have got over 100 views. That's fine for me. I don't get that much with my normal
Yeah.
video.
Some people, I know a lot of people are really super excited about them, and they're really trying to utilize it to drive their subscription counts high. And it is a good source to be able to get some of that. But I've got, and I know some people who've really basically they've gone out of the way to really release short material that caters to that, attracting that stuff. Whereas, and that's great if that's what you want to do. But my whole thing was I never cared about creating the world's biggest YouTube channel or anything else.
Yeah.
I just want to do what I like to do, what I want to do. So the shorts I'm doing them that in such a way, the ones that essentially they align with what they're consistent with the rest of my channel, whether they're best of clips from Only Slabs or whether they're showing off a book or something like that from my PC. That's basically that. I'm not going to do any kind of weird other stuff. Or hey, you know what? Some people are doing some great stuff though. I've seen some people doing some nice little short pieces of information and stuff that are highly produced, and bravo to them, man. I just can't spend time for 30 seconds of content. I can't spend 20 minutes producing it when
Whether I do
that's just
my
not me.
usual.
But
I do my usual thing. Like I've literally worked out. Okay, you hold down the button with your phone, as long as it's in the portrait mode or whatever like that, hold it down, and then I just go add music, and then just do the usual crap, and then hit post. I don't sit there trying to play with filters and all that.
yeah, there's limited editing and stuff. I don't, there's probably other stuff more advanced stuff that people could tell me how to do and stuff, and I really don't care. What I got, I'm happy with, and so it meets what I need for my show. Yeah, Trev. Yeah, I know they're easy to do. You love show. Yeah, okay. Both Cole and they want to see the stuff that I guess I did. All right, so it's slabs, so that always makes people happy, right? So most of this is from a single submission, and then 2 pieces are on eBay. So one of these, actually, it's kind of funny now. Anybody who's on Only Slabs earlier today saw that gave away Dr. Van Hoot won an ASM 95, right?
Right in London,
right?
That book, very fitting.
Yeah. So what happened was that book was my personal copy. And I was getting ready to send it off to CGC to have it graded because I'm doing the 1 through 100 graded. And as I was looking at it, I was going, well, this is like a 4 or 5, 5. It's not all that nice of a book. I mean, it's an okay book. But it's so low value, that particular book and that grade. That was like, was it really worth it? How much would it cost me just to buy a higher grade that's already graded, whatnot? And so I took a look on eBay to take a find, and that's when I found this book, or I found a couple that were right there, and then spent a little bit more. So this book is a 9.2 copy, and it's in the old CGC holder.
God, I thought Halo labels were ugly. That's
this
ugly.
is the really old stuff, the CGC original labels. So the slabs are basically they're like PGX slabs. You can just pull them apart super easy. You'd love cracking these, man. They're stupid easy. But hey, 9.2, Amazing Spider-Man, sub 100 book for $100.
Bargain.
Then I'm like looking on that seller. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. What else does he have? Because that was a good deal. And then I stumbled across something that I have never owned. I've seen them. I knew of it. I've never owned it. This is only $30, so it's a bargain for a graded book. Obviously,
that's the price of the grading right there.
It's not a key book or anything. It's just Amazing Spider-Man 274. Nothing special about that. It's graded at 9.4.
Yeah,
but this is again old label. This has got a CGC modern label, so it's back in the original days. The modern books got a red label. So 9.4. No ads, 32 pages. Yeah, but so anyways, 9.4 graded book for $30.
Gotta love me some floating heads.
And it's the old label. And what's funny is like when I got it, I looked at it and I don't know if it'll show up in here, but this top corner here is got a little bit of a fold runs right here.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Right. And I said, oh well, I guess because I was thinking, well, hey, maybe I could take this out and have it pressed. I said, oh well, that must have happened it's been sitting in there all this time. Well, I actually looked up the grader's notes on this book, and sure enough, they popped up, and that's the reason it got a 9.4.
So press that out. It could be a 9.8.
Well, I don't know if it's going to press out. It's pretty creased and it's been in there for a long time. But,
Yeah.
It's probably fine. Just leave it the way it is, just to have the red label, because it's just a piece of CGC grading history at this point. All right. So the rest of these were from a submission. Of course, those of you guys who watched Only Slabs, Doc, who's been on many times. He's unfortunately sucked me down a rabbit hole.
What is Only Slabs?
Only Slabs, yeah. What did I say? Did I say
no?
something?
What is it?
Oh, Only Slabs is a wonderful show that airs on Saturdays, sir. It's at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. We have myself and Chris the Comic Vet have a member of the community come on and bring some of their slabbed comic books to share with us and talk about the stories, and we learn about them.
I haven't checked it out yet.
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
You're embarrassing me in company.
So
Had to pull the trigger.
he's been on about 5 times, I think, on the show. One time he came on and did a bunch of Magnus Robot Fighter, and I love sci-fi. I love robot covers and paint. And so next thing you know, here we go. So this is Magnus Robot Fighter number 3, 1953. And this is the nice robot fighting 6.0. And in the backside is a pinup, or the Virgin variant. If only
Interesting.
today you could buy the trade dress and the Virgin variant all on one book instead of having to buy 2 different books, that would be pretty nice. So that was number 3. Then we have issue 5. This one's not a painted cover, but Magnus fighting number 1. So this is 8.0.
Be interested if you said to them, like back then, oh, you're putting the Virgin variant on the back, what they'd even think that meant in that sort of
Well,
of
they
time.
call it a pinup.
Yeah,
Because it's actually labeled. This is right on the back, a robot fighter pinup.
pinup.
Although pinup usually I associate with the centerfold that you pull out. Go. This one is proof that CGC is a bit insane and has lost their way. All right, so
Haven't they all? To some degree.
I want to pull up the grader's notes for this, so we can really understand the insanity that is on this, guys. All right, Magnus. Bear with me. Magnus Robot Fighter. This is issue 6. Okay, so when I pulled this out, I got stupid excited. So, Magnus Robot Fighter in an 8.5.
That's a painted cover.
This is a painted cover, again with the wraparound, the pin up on the back, and an 8.5, right? But what jumps out at me is I'm going, what the hell is this over here, right? And if it'll...
A person.
No, going right into his ear.
Oh, looks like a tear.
It is a tear. Okay?
No, it appears to be a tear.
No, it actually is, because I remember when I sent it in, and when I look at it, you can see it's a little bit of a tear. It's like it caught a piece of mylar or something on the way in, or something, right? The grader's notes say, very light creasing to cover, very light spine stress lines to cover. That is it. No mention of a tear.
Take it and run.
Color breaking tear there. That there's no way that that's an 8.5.
It is, because it says so.
That's right. CGC is perfect. What am I thinking?
Are you a professional grader? Does somebody pay you to
you're right.
grade?
You're right. Who am I to fucking question them?
When you get a Christmas gift, you open it.
Yes, and when my Spidey gets a slap, he opens it. Magnus Robot Fighter number 10.
That was good.
And at this point, when you get to this, they're no longer doing them. This is just if you want to make money, guys. So if you find yourself out of a job, you can go back to the 60s comics, and here you can find a way to make money right off the back. Just mail it in. I'm sure the coupon's still good. This was a lot of really good grade stuff. Here's another 8.0, issue 13.
Ooh, that's cool. That face in the
back
thing is very creepy.
Right, yeah, exactly. Because she's telepathically crying for help. So it's meant to portray that she's not actually there, but that he's being communicated to.
Interesting. Like Linda Blair from The Exorcist.
Yeah. This one, you can do some slot racing. Whatever happened to slot cars, man? Why don't we have more slot cars? That was cool stuff back in the day. Or at least it always seemed like it should be. I know I always wanted slot car tracks, and then once you got them, you got set them up, put the cars on it, you went around a couple times, and you went, all right, now what? This one,
Remy, he's probably got bags of them floating around. I know he's got bags of everything else floating around.
Dang it, I was muted. AR, I've always found you grading.
This one's not as high of a grade. Only is a 6.5, but I love this cover because, again, giant freaking robots. And actually, it's unnoticed specks suddenly become mile-high robots, the micro giants. So obviously, they're.
When were these? Were these done in what the late 60s, early 70s, or
1969, dude?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they look like golden age books for the covers and stuff like that, but these grades seem like they're more like bronze or higher.
Well, yeah, this is straight up silver. This is Silver Age stuff here, and of course, men wearing kilts or utility uniforms. So there you are. But he's basically modeling the pre-Zap Brannigan outfit. It's just not made of velour. But if it was, straight up Zap Brannigan, including the white boots.
I actually have a funny factoid about Zap Brannigan's design.
Bill
designed him, my buddy Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And when he did, he intended the legs to have skin tight brown pants. And when he sent it over to the animation team, based on his drawing, they thought he was pantless. and they went with that. Correct.
Not human, not robot. Civilization's most ominous threat is venomous vapor, which is true. If you ever sat around after everyone's had chili for the night, you'll agree that venomous vapor is humanity's greatest threat.
Yeah, Bill even said, though, he's glad they did that because it led to one of his favorite jokes they ever did with Zap, which is when they have Kip underneath him on a ladder, and he's like,
right. Inform the crew, I've made it with a woman this time.
Oh, boy.
So I actually have in the online Star Wars game that my wife and I were playing for a while, I did roll a character. It was a Sith. It was a lightning user.
Are we talking Swotar?
Yeah, Star Wars: The Old Republic. I rolled a Sith lightning user that's name was Zap Brannigan.
Ooh.
And I dressed him up so it looked just like Zap Brannigan. And whenever I play him, I run around in public shouting out Zap Brannigan quotes.
That's great.
Well, he's shooting lightning. Zap. Anyways, yeah, thanks for letting me share some books.
Always, Rob. Come on.
And chew up some time on.
Because we all know I'm not the conversation starter.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll give some other people some interest in finishing up their dinners or whatever they're doing and joining on. Did we share out the link?
Remy did send it out. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know what chats he sends it out to. I just go, "You want me to run it? Okay." That's pretty much it.
Here, just
damn it, AR.
We're crazy people tonight. There you go.
He's
If you guys
too
want to
damn
hop on,
funny.
you can hop on, but you have to go on camera backstage at least before we get a confirmation of whom you think
Oh,
you are.
you going that route? Okay.
It's Remy's place, man.
I'll wash my hands of
Yeah,
this
it's
one.
not
just in
Rob's
case.
place. He doesn't care.
We reserve the right not to let you in. Right? Like the bouncer at the door, we can always say, "Oh, sorry, you're an asshole." Yeah.
Well, in that case, I'll show myself out.
Did you bring your ID? No. All right.
Well, getting ready for Planet Comic-Con. Con season starts for me this week. This coming
Yes,
week.
I saw.
If I had money, I could have actually gone to one today.
What's
Just a small little little fair sort of thing in a scout hall-y type thing, but
right.
Didn't have enough money, so not
Well,
doing
then it wasn't a fair; it was an unfair.
That is correct.
Yeah, my next one is Short Box Live, which I guess is turning into a thing. I'm seeing a lot of.
I'm seeing a lot of ads for that.
Well, they're pushing it hardcore, so they're definitely running it with theirs, and then they've got all their street team people and associates.
I know a lot of street people
posting it, and then they're bringing in their various associates as well. So, like today, you saw.
So, if he's in backstage, Mike, sorry to interrupt, Rob. Do I let him in?
No. Fuck
okay.
no.
Okay. Done.
So, yeah, I got it. Anyway, so they got different people coming in. They got different vendors from all around across the country.
Say one nice thing about the new Warriors, and you can come in.
They sold a few books. Oh, holy cow! Yeah, we hope you're back soon too, man.
You can always just jump on camera for a minute, say a quick hello, and then take off.
Busy.
You're being racist again, CJ. I don't know.
Is it racist? I thought it's more of just like a country kind of thing. I didn't realize.
No, I just call him racist because
okay.
He tries to get under my skin, and then that just goes back under his skin. He's like, "You're not a race," and rah, 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 and all that sort of stuff.
All right. So
yeah.
As long as we're all alive.
Come on, Comic Journey. I would love to talk with you. Just say something nice. Who told you?
You are now the biggest stream whore.
He's everywhere.
It's not me, and it's not Rob. It's him. He is the biggest stream whore now. Besides him doing his own streams for like 9.5 hours.
No, he's everywhere.
But yeah, he pops up on a lot of people's streams now. So he is the biggest stream whore.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, exactly.
If it keeps him off drugs, hey.
Drugs are bad, I'm calling.
What was I? There was something I was just thinking I would talk to Mike about.
I would be into that. They are. Or just Warriors. If they ever came back, just call them Warriors. They're not new anymore.
No, you don't say if, you say when.
No, ever since Joe Rogan pulled the rug out from underneath me, I don't believe in love anymore. I have no hope.
Come on, Caroline. I know you've picked up some awesome Marvel books or Marvel cards or something that I like to look at. You jump on and show us.
I'd even.
He doesn't believe that I'm 6 foot tall. He reckons I'm a hobbit, and I keep telling him hobbits are from New Zealand.
Oh, I'm way more of a hobbit than either of you tall gentlemen. I got the hairy feet to prove it.
Hey, Kenny Bird. Lightly used Warriors.
I almost got a new Warrior series. I had plans to get the 1-in-100 Bagley. Oh, I was so excited. And then that asshat Joe Rogan laughs about him, and they canceled the series. Fuck you, Joe Rogan.
The funny thing is, I don't think I actually own one new Warriors book. I have plenty of crossovers. I have plenty of crossovers.
I can change that.
Let me have a look. Just for curiosity's sake.
Oh, I like Comic Journey Green Machine. I'm just going to make him say something nice about my Warriors.
Let's have a look.
Is that possible?
Namor, New Avengers, New Fantastic Four.
The funny thing is, he even said something nice about him this morning. Well, it was more of a backhanded compliment to Mark Bagley, but he said he liked New Warriors Mark Bagley art far more than any Spider-Man work Bagley did. Which I would agree.
I loved all Bagley's work from the 90s. When he went to the Ultimate Universe, that's when he started doing the real skinny, weird Spider-Man. But the 90s Spider-Man.
Do you think they were told to make him look different, though?
I think he was, but it looked weird. That's why I never collected any of the Ultimate stuff.
Yeah, the Ultimate stuff had a weird look to it.
But no, I do not own any New Warriors books. Plenty of individual books, like I have like Nova books or Dark Hawk or Night Thrasher and stuff like that, but no actual New Warriors books. You're definitely not getting on.
All right, I was trying, Jeremy. He actually won on the hunt last night.
So now we can stop bitching about all the females beating.
He beat Dan Blue Hellion.
Did he? What?
Dan wore a dress to be able to qualify for the intergender.
Because I know he's nearly every time he's been on, he's always been up against a YouTube lady and always lost.
Well, he finally pulled a win.
There you go. There's the truth.
Ouch. No, I watched it. He won.
He lost 2 out of 3.
He did not.
I thought somebody sent me something. I'm trying to find it. Somebody sent me something and I can't.
Hey, Rob.
Yes, sir.
Look what got into a frame.
Wow. Big giant ring light. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No. That's cool. Who did that one?
Alan Bellman.
Nice.
Why did that name sound familiar?
Golden Age artist.
Yeah. I was like, I've heard of the name, but
passed away about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
But sketched right up until he passed.
It's like a lot of these. It's like who's the other one doing that? What's her name?
Hey there,
Ramona
Mr.
Fraden?
Pokemon Joe.
What was that?
Ramona Fraden.
Yeah, like she's in
she's Silver Age though.
90s
She's
or
not
something.
golden.
But she's still like up there in age.
She's up there. She's in her 90s and still sketching. I tell people all the time, like, get on the Ramona Fraden train. Like, her Wonder Woman is beautiful. She's a co-creator of Metamorpho. These are great sketches. I mean, Catskill Comics, easy to work with. Go to their site and order something. They have pre-dones on there, or you can commission. I would just get a pre-done. They constantly put on new.
There you go. Is that something nice enough for you?
Yeah, that's nice enough. Bring him in if he's still around.
No, he still hasn't said anything nice about 90s Bagley. So.
Oh, he's not gonna. He hates Bagley.
Hey, it's funny you actually said that because we actually got a Beck actually organised a commission for herself from don't know whether you know the name Robert Singer, who is
Singer.
very well-known Hanna-Barbera artist.
Oh, I said somebody else showed some of his work recently. Did you on the comic sketch group on Facebook?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know I'm in part of so many groups on Facebook. I can't keep.
Somebody
track,
posted some Hong Kong Fooies he drew. Yes, he is.
He's in his 90s.
I would love to get a Hong Kong Fooey from him.
Beck got the entire gummy bears.
Oh, nice, nice.
So she hasn't physically got it because she's still paying it off.
Does this count as a compliment?
Were they bouncing here and there and everywhere?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm sorry,
Cocaine Joe, buddy, I will see you Thursday. We are going to go do some sightseeing.
Is he coming to Planet? Is he?
Yeah. Yeah. Cocaine Joe, Flo Dameron, Adrian Panda Awesome, Burke, Blue Hellion, and who am I forgetting? Marcus Circumstances. Very forgettable fella.
Ooh. I like that cover. You can come on, Caroline, and show it. She's sending me like a whole what all her bloody pickups is. Ooh. Oh, like that.
Journey says I can draw a better Spider-Man and Venom than Bagley and I suck. Well, first of all, I've seen some.
What you
art.
do in
You
your
don't
bedroom,
suck.
I don't care about, but
Lady F is lazy, according to her.
just flexing in DMs. There you go.
Yeah, I don't want. I only want to say Marvel books, Caroline. I don't want to be saying this other crap.
Oh yeah, Pocan, I'm ready. And Flo is coming in Thursday night, so we'll get him, and then we'll go to Shazam.
Shazam!
I was thinking 9:00 Shazam.
Sending nothing but dick pics. Nice. It only makes sense.
No, nothing against. No, I love Dave Stevens' art.
Oh,
Nothing against Dave Stevens.
And tell me why I have this look on my face, Spidey. I ended up getting an exhibitor pass, and I'm going to try to get a sketch from Todd Knock.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. I'm going to try.
It
takes one per day. One exhibitor pass per day.
You have to go through the pool online beforehand.
Well, I'm going to.
Unless
I'm gonna play it straight on Friday or Thursday night. I'm gonna go through the exhibitor, and if I'm the one, then I'm the one. And if not, then Friday night I'm gonna have Flo's ass do it because he's got a regular pass. I'm gonna play by the rules for one night, and then night 2 I'm getting dirty.
All I know is I had one of the artists I follow that's going to be at Heroes had posted that they were going to be doing commission stuff, and they were announced, hey, if you were, or actually they announced our entire con session and said, hey, if you're going to any of these cons and you're interested, DM me ahead of time and I'll start to formulate a list ahead of time.
Who this?
Deegan Prokuros. So he did some stuff for us at C3, and then he's been working on Supermassive and Radiant Pink and what that nightclub or something was that called? Or
I was waiting for you to say Night Thrasher then.
No.
Wait for Mike's eyes to like light up.
No, he's got some pretty cool stuff, and he's I would
have recognized his name if he had worked on Night Thrasher.
Yeah, no, he's an up and comer type thing, right? He's still working mostly on independent stuff, but he
before they hit big.
Yeah. Well, he goes, hey, yeah, so you can get on the list ahead of time, and so I pinged him and I said, yeah, I'll be at Heroes. I definitely want to get on the list, and we start chatting back and forth. He's like, oh, dude, he says, just tell me what you want. He says, I'll get it. He says, I got a billion blanks here. I'll just start working on it ahead of time. That way I don't have to worry about it there, and I'll have it for you at Heroes.
I always do that if I can.
That's fine by me, brother.
The old pre-con commission
setup. Yeah. 1 year at C2E2, I only went and booked one sketch. Everything else I got. David Yarden I got in advance. Set them all up. It's so convenient when you just have to walk around Friday morning and pay people.
Yeah,
just basically grab.
He's either going to do a like a Silver Age Scarecrow for me, or I said I don't care. Either I wanted to do Rogues Gallery. I said either Batman or Spider-Man. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Who are you thinking? I said, well, I'm thinking Batman. I've been itching for a Scarecrow lately. He's like, oh. He says he's my favorite. He says I love doing Scarecrow. Would love to do Scarecrow. And I says, well, who do you think about for Spidey? I said, well, really, I'd be open to anybody except for maybe Green Goblin and Doc Ock because I've got a couple of those. I said, I don't know, maybe like a Craven or a Scorpion. And he goes, dude, Craven. He's like, oh, okay. So basically, I'm set now where I know I'm going to get either a Craven or I'm going to get a Scarecrow. It sounds like. So Excited either way.
I would like to watch you ask Roy Thomas something weird, AR. So just let me know, and I will swing by.
When you draw a hero, how do you go about drawing his bulge in his pants?
Roy Thomas, he's more of a writer,
I know.
but he has drawn.
Yes, I know.
Oh, let's see, Roy. Can you write a story without invoking some sort of golden age hero?
You're coming? Well, good for you, you lucky bastard.
Uh-oh. Now I get... No, don't you touch it, Rob. Don't you touch it.
Is Journey back there?
Yep.
Bring
Why-
him in.
We said he could.
He got close enough.
Now he's flipping me the bird.
I'm bringing him in.
Bring him in. Bring him in. There we go.
Oh, he came. Good for you, Durs.
This is a koala, man. You automatically get control of some.
Oh, jeez. I'm staying out of this. Man,
Be nice or don't do...
Spidey, you are
You can't say
poking the
anything nice,
bear.
don't say anything at all. Okay, I'll unmute you now.
Do you know who this guy is?
Did you thank everybody for starting the stream?
I thanked Mike and Rob for coming in.
Did
and
you
keeping
thank
me
the
company.
chat for coming and listening to your
I
Hobbit babble?
highlighted everybody and I said thank you. No, Journey and I have got an understanding with this that we feel that not enough people thank people for watching or people for joining streams and things like that. We are both in agreement with this. There needs to be more, because without viewers, without anything like that, we wouldn't be doing anything, would we? We'd just be hanging out and talking shit. Which
You know
we do
the funny,
anyway.
you know what the funny thing out of everything I've said,
Boot him.
everything I've, but look at this one. Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
So am I.
I'm not lady fantastic, but I'm fantastic.
Well, I got better books than you, so let's just deal with that.
Well, you just came in here to like.
There was one in particular you showed me that I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Let me show you guys some recent pickups.
Did you realize I was in the middle of a sentence? You just came and interrupted me.
You know what? I'm not pathological, but I don't really give a fuck.
You're a very rude human being. You know that.
I'm not, honestly, though.
Yeah. How
Marie
about
Severin's
Oh, Marie Severin,
the
goodness.
coolest cat.
I love that cover.
Marie. And
how about excuse me?
Hey.
I'm sorry for interrupting you.
I love you too.
That's nice.
Ooh, a Kazar cover.
This is the one.
Yeah, I
Is
love
it?
that one. But there is one more that I did like.
It may not be in here. I don't know. I can't remember what I sent you books of.
Is this what we're gonna do now? Just watch you shove your books in our face?
This is the look at me.
That's how I started off the thing. I was showing off some Magnus Robot
Dude,
Fighter.
it's not like it's my genitalia. Calm
This is
down.
comic books, man.
That's the one.
I'm sure, Rob, you said something about the books when
Love
you were
that.
showing them off.
This
I
is
did.
like a 4.0. You want to know how much I found this bitch for?
No, how about you
$2.
tell us? How about you tell us about the story? How about you tell us about the illustrator? How about you tell
There's
us
a guy-
about the writer?
Mike Plug did the art. Well, the cover. And
Okay.
I want to say this is 1971, but I don't really know.
I thought it was 73.
It could be.
You might be right. I'm not sure.
Honestly, I just grabbed this because I knew it was a great deal and I wanted it in my personal collection. But there's a guy that gets exposed to some lab stuff and he changes into Werewolf by Night. And there's a nice, like, 3-phase panel where it shows him changing and it's a side profile. But, read it. I wanted the Plugian goodness. But it was about a 4.0. I found it for 65.
You suck.
Isn't it nice when everybody explains what the hell they're showing us and we know what we're looking at?
Well, I think you have a problem with silence.
No, I have a problem where shoving in my face.
Just stop. Just stop doing it. You're going to drive me crazy.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Show me. Give me a story about everything
Right.
you're showing me.
So Beast and
Great
go
cover.
with it, go at it, and it's for the life of a mutant, and this is your mutie here passed out, and he says a man will die. Stay back, Greenskin. If you smash open that cylinder, a man will die, but really it's a woman. Oh, there's the man. So there you go. Bye Beast. Bye Beast. Just a nice.
Not as good as Moana Beast.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's DC, isn't it? Just
Yep.
another Trimpy. There you go. And here we see. We got the Lurk in the Volcano. This is 170. I want to get a 147. That's where Dick Nixon actually appears in the comic.
So are you working on a run for this?
Yes. These are not all of mine, but I am definitely working on my Hulks. These yeah. So anyways, there's just some recent, well, some of them are recent, some of them are just part of my PC, and yeah, whatever.
Lady Fantastic, where do you fall into the thank you argument? Do you believe that people that do videos should say thank you at the end of their video, or at the beginning, or anywhere in the video?
Always.
Maybe just like, I'm not gonna tell people how to do their shit, but I generally say, like, appreciate you guys stopping by, be safe.
Very acceptable thing.
That's it.
How about you, Durs?
I always say thankful, bro. My biggest thing is time is valuable, so I'm always very honored for anybody hanging out with me.
Out of all the things I ever started up with people and ever brought up in the conversation, out of everything, I never thought I would have had such a heated debate with me on people saying thank you. Like, I was like, I was just looking for something to talk about during one of my streams.
It was with Naaman, so it wasn't overly heated.
He's not the only one. Some people got annoyed with me. They're like, why are you
with you?
Out? Yeah, I'm like, what the hell?
Why do we get annoyed with you?
I'm only telling you to say thank you. Be polite. Like, what the hell?
You know where I do draw an exception to it. It drives me crazy with the thank yous. Is in my business world when I'm doing a task for somebody, or I'm just giving somebody asks me a question via email, and I supply them with the answer, that they turn around and reply back.
I'm that guy.
I understand that they think that they're being, in conversation you would do that, but vis-a-vis email, you've just now generated more crap in my inbox that I'm trying to sift through. I don't need it. It actually, there was a story I read not long ago where they calculated how much energy globally is wasted vis-a-vis people replying like thank you on emails. That because of all that going around, it's absolutely insane in reality. All the computing power and stuff that's used, balancing these things all around the world.
Dude, you
I
don't
don't
even
need
know,
it.
though.
It's like, answered your question, move on. I know that you appreciate it because you'll come back again.
You know who's the worst with like one or two answer email replies? Motherfucking professors. The dudes at the very top. Because like you said, time is money. And so I'm just saying.
I got a fire hose of emails coming in, that I got to try to sift through. I don't need extra noise being generated.
Yeah, I get that all the time too. You know what? I don't think your average person knows the usage of energy or anything like that.
Yeah, or even the email isn't even as bad. What's even worse is when we're working within a case management system, and you're logging stuff on a case, and in an internal case, and you just apply some information, and they come back on the case and write thank you. It's like, it doesn't belong in the case, man.
I got a ton of email chains that are full of thank yous.
Well,
it is what it is.
Sometimes, like I can accept the fact that sometimes there are like social norms, like we wear clothes, and just like that, like emails have generally a general format, and there's a certain type of etiquette, and And it does depend on context. Like if I'm sending my friend something, I'll be like, "Hey, shitwad, what's up?" But like then there's other times, like if in the business context, if you're getting paid for a role, there is an etiquette that you have to follow. But
Look,
I don't know.
if I'm sending a communication to somebody on an internal communication that's strictly just a pure business, it's not professional correspondence. It's completely unnecessary. It's part of us doing our job. We're being efficient. We move on. Casework, it doesn't need to be there. Now, if I'm exchanging communications with a customer or a professional business communication where I'm writing in a formal typeset or a formal language grammar and everything else rather than just broken 1 or 2 sentence BS, Twitter speak, then yes, okay, great. I can reply back and thank you.
So like
And
what
there's
I could
extra
say is
niceties that go into it. Absolutely.
I would have to say that that's got to be a pet peeve of yours
Yeah,
because
I'm sure it is.
you can't crucify like I know
Why not?
definitely people that are like you that are like, why the fuck do I need one more fucking email? Like my boss. But then there's other people, it's like the way that they're trained, like mostly like admin people, they are always with the thank yous and all that shit.
I
So
never call out people to their face on it or reply back, why are you wasting my time or any of that other crap. It's just an internal thing I keep to
I know
myself.
your blood pressure just goes up and you get a few more blockages.
It's just another thing I have to hit delete on.
No,
I
I'm
should set
always
up a
like,
filter. I should set up an email filter. If it just says thank you in it, it automatically goes to trash.
yeah. I kind of like before I even like when I get emails and read it, and it's like, what the fuck do you want, you fucking moron? And then I'm like, hey, hope all is well.
Oh yeah. Come on. This is again internal business communications here. I don't need to go through the chit chat. We're
No,
here
no.
to, when I format stuff like to my boss and stuff, I'm very cognizant of the amount of stuff that's being funneled in there. My emails always start off. Not only do they have a clear, concise subject matter that says, even if I'm forwarding something, I may rewrite the subject line because somebody forwarded a bunch of garbage goop that has nothing to do with what the actual ask is.
Yeah.
But you present it. When I present stuff to my boss, it's always like, okay, here's the pertinent information. Here's what the ask is. Here's the background. Here's what I need from you. Yeah.
See, my work is kind of different. Like a lot of times, the internal correspondence has to have some kind of acknowledgement or reply of acknowledgement on what we're sending out, and usually the thank you is attached to that acknowledgement. So it is what it is.
I work in contracts, but we're doing but the group that I run, we basically function as an internal support desk. We have our account management teams are the ones who are actually interface with the customers, but we provide the support in the background and project manage renewal cycles and making sure that we get all the work with all the cross-functional teams that need to make something happen for editing a customer's account and stuff. So we're dealing with internal people.
I get it. It's annoying.
Anywho, well, that's never mind. So, Lady Fantastic.
I think that's all to say that's like there are different languages we speak depending on the context.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
As long as we're all agreed.
Oh, yes, Brian.
Proper YouTube etiquette.
That's the worst. Thank you. The worst thing ever is replying all when there's not a need. And you know who's worse? The worst is not even like the most I get is actually not at work from people because most people at work have somewhat learned on that. Although there's a lot of ones where people add other people for visibility and then they're on these threads and they get stuck on these threads forever. And I'll ask to be removed from threads and it's impossible.
You can remove yourself too.
Well, I will,
sometimes.
but then somebody else replies, and you're back into the whole damn thing, right?
You know, it's even worse than that. When they don't realize you're inside of a group already, and they add you again.
Well, I get a lot of emails. There's like 7 Robs at my work, and so we get added to the wrong threads all the time, and then it's impossible to get off those threads that you've been added to by mistake. But no, there's worse. So I'm also outside of work. I'm a member of the Sons of the American Revolution, a hereditary society, and it's mostly a lot of really old dudes, right?
Dude, Rob, do you know what we used to have in the fucking South, but they got rid of it?
The Sons of the
Fucking
Confederacy.
Daughters of the Confederacy.
Well, you had
Daughters and Sons of the Confederacy.
Sons and Daughters of the Confederacy.
It
Yeah.
was awful.
Yeah. So we had the Sons and the Daughters of the American Revolution, right? So it's a lot of really old dudes for the most part. And they are the worst at reply all. Somebody will send out the president will send out like, hey, here's the template for next week's agenda. Please let me know if you have anything to add. And every single person will reply all with their ads rather than just reply only to that one person. It's like, and the president who sends it out won't put everybody as a BCC, so that way it won't happen, right? They just don't know. It's crazy.
And Carolina, I believe the name of that organization is the Daughter Cousins of the Confederacy.
I know, that's annoying.
Rob, you want to hear something even more annoying? Try being in office.
That's what Remy needs to clip.
It's almost there. Try being in office about 250, 300 people that are not always that savvy on things. So you get a email that's coming from the admin or from the manager. They're sending us the information. Then some agent out of nowhere says gives some kind of thing like, I'm going for my mammography directed towards the manager, but reply all. I've got to go get my prostate exam. Oh, thank you for sharing with everybody.
What a little boy, man.
All kinds of shit like that. That's
old school us. We get that kind of information accidentally released to it. That's like pure fodder for having fun. But in today's world, you can't do that.
Oh, I can't say anything. Well, I do, but I'm
Shit.
We'd be buying. Oh, you're gonna have a prostate exam? Great. We'd be buying a bunch of inflatable rings and.
I mean,
Comic Journey's probably like the head of HR at some big corporation.
I believe me, they had to take me for special training a couple of times already.
I don't know why.
Why? Because I say things the way they are, and they're like, well, you're not being sensitive. You know what? Stop being ridiculous. How about that?
I think.
I like that response.
No,
I'm from New York.
I think you're very sensitive.
Everybody's sensitive.
If I didn't produce, they would have thrown me out already.
Me neither.
Everybody hurts. Sometimes.
There you go. Good call on that one.
Holy Santa Claus shit.
but I think you might be one of the most optimistic, happy people in the community.
It comes from all the demons, bro. You gotta be.
I don't know, dude. I watch your stream every so often. You're always so happy.
Dude, it comes from a lot of depression, anxiety, and demons. So, and I'm an old school hippie, bro. I call everybody my homies, man, bro. My girlfriend called me out at the drive-thru at Taco Bell the other night because I called the dude my man like 4 times as I was giving him my money. So
you're smiling all the time. I'm usually afraid of people that smile all the time. There's usually something else going on, but you seem somewhat genuine.
I'm an old soul is what it comes down to,
or he's not old enough yet to have been beaten down.
Mm-hmm. You're not bitter enough yet.
You need a few more traumas, my friend.
Oh, dude, I've had enough, man. I want to make it through another one. It comes from just watching people on YouTube, man, just being inspirational and helping me get through a lot of random rough times in my life. So I try and be that person for somebody.
Good for you. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to share,
bro.
I'm trying to share the power of thank you with everybody.
You're doing a great job.
I always say thank you.
Would that make you love me?
Always say that.
By the power of Grayskull.
I think this entire panel is in union and in agreement about that. So
facts.
It's good.
You know what kind of a conversation we just had? It was like straight Larry David, Jerry Seinfeld, complaining about emails. That's like
Don't
a
mess
step.
with. Just text me. Just text me. Don't mess with emails.
That's my life. That's the kind of stupid crap I talk about in my entire life.
I know. I know. You're very Seinfeldian.
You think so?
Yeah,
I relate to Frank Costanza. That's about it.
George. Oh, the dad.
Frank.
Yeah, Stiller, right? Is that
Ben
that's
Ben
Jerry?
Stiller?
Sorry, who plays the dad? Who plays Costanza's dad?
Is it Jerry Stiller?
Jerry Stiller.
Okay, and then I was right. Yeah, Jerry Stiller.
He was the best.
He was a funny guy.
He was
Zoolander? Is that who you're talking about?
No, you're talking about Zoolander's daddy.
Have you ever seen?
He was in Zoolander too.
King of Queens. He was the wife's dad as well.
Nice.
King of Queens.
There is what reminds me of like an excited little squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or like from what's that? The ice.
Ice Age.
Yeah. He
Sid.
Yeah. With the acorn.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
No, isn't Sid the sloth?
Good news.
Sid's the
I don't know
sloth.
if you knew, but Roxanne Perez was released from the hospital. So
Who's that?
she's a NXT women's champion. She collapsed after her defense in the ring.
I thought that was fake because there was no X's the whole time. I thought that was all show.
But then recently they did an X thing with freaking
that was fake.
Seth Rollins. That was fake. Yeah, it was
yeah.
But she was released from the hospital today. She's at home resting now. So.
Nice.
Does she have heart conditions?
Yeah, I know Jerry's.
I don't know. It doesn't say. They haven't released that information. That's HIPAA information, so it's going to be required. That's information that she would have to choose to release on her own.
So, since we are talking about wrestling, and I won't take long. I'm sorry, Mad Spidey.
Oh, let's go.
I'm going to be leaving soon anyway because I'm actually extremely tired. Journey, are you going to be live tonight? Late? I love this guy's lives because I wake up and they're still going.
It all depends on the mood I'm in. You know, I'm probably
all he does is give to the people. All he does is give.
I'm a giver. What am I going to tell you?
But did anybody watch AEW Friday night?
I don't watch it yet.
I did.
Okay, you know what match I'm talking about? The 20-minute finale match of Rio versus.
I skimmed through that match.
Why was that 20 minutes? And why are they trying to hurt both of those wrestlers? I'm sorry, if somebody is 300 pounds, they do not belong fighting a Japanese schoolgirl who weighs 85. Well, and that Japanese fetish stuff, like, I know she's extremely over in Japan, but I do not get why Japanese people are into dressing up tiny women and making them look like teenagers wearing frilly, weird lace dresses. It's just crazy.
Just stop. Just stop.
It gets the views, bro. Millions of views on TikTok.
Clearly, there's enough of them that are looking for that kind of stuff.
Well, got the market for it.
Japan just recently raised their age of consent, so now it's like 16 instead of 14 or something.
Nice. It's a miracle those two didn't hurt each other, though.
Oh, especially Nyla Rose is.
Nyla was taking stupid bumps to try to not hurt Riho,
right?
And Riho can't lift. Nyla's left butt.
The suplex was like the weakest.
They did it twice. They did. There were 7 false finishes. I was keeping note.
Yeah, is this girls fighting?
This is girls fighting.
Yeah. So, and at that,
Beckerman.
So no, hold
on. New Warriors first, and now this.
So women's wrestling. Okay, but first, Rio is exactly as he said. She's less than 100 pounds. She's an itty bitty thing, and Nyla Rose is probably the biggest trans wrestler, and that is not just physically big, but also
275 to 300 pounds.
And has a Y chromosome.
Listen, I have my opinions about the trans wrestler fighting.
That doesn't even matter.
I'm watching clips of it right now.
How big and powerful
it's all silly.
You know, like I don't think it. You know, like they didn't put Mark Henry against women for no.
Ackerman, you know what it equates to? It's like freaking the Giant versus Rey Mysterio Jr.
And what really was is dangerous because you're going to get one of them or both of them hurt.
Like
And
football.
it was needless.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I haven't been. I've been kind of like disappointed with some
And
of
it
the
looked
stuff they've
bad.
been doing lately. So
It looked phony as hell because
put
everybody
me
knows.
on. I'm gonna show you some of my Dave
Yep.
Stevenses.
agreed. Hey, I'm done. We're done.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to know what you thought of that.
Mr. Monster.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh man, speaking of this was
You
from
like that series?
the Geek Out with Roscoe.
Let's go.
Between the lines with Roscoe, and it was do Spawn and wrestling character crossover.
That was my show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I did
WWE.
Violator. Yeah.
There should be a wrestler that looks like him.
There should be.
Yokozuna.
And then a Dave Stevens with Elvis on the cover.
Yoke was awesome.
I'm from Tennessee, so got the Memphis boy. I mean, I know he came from Mississippi first, but Graceland, bro.
I got a lot from that series.
That's
I love that
classic
series.
Stevens right there.
That's one of my favorite series.
Yes, sir. I just ordered number 4.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
It's Booties in Space. I mean, that's
Oh yeah, I got a copy of that.
It's pretty.
TNA and weird space stories. This is like graphic novels of like Asimov stories. But Dave Stevens just did a cover.
Opossum.
Who is Dave Stevens?
He's this artist that I like.
I haven't heard of him.
Oh, that's okay. I
Nope.
forgive you.
All right.
No,
Hey, G-Man.
Hello, G-Man.
Air
The man with the
Boy.
best laugh in the community.
Oops.
I don't know.
Oh
For some
yeah,
reason, I got on
that's a great book. Somebody else showed that recently, and I've been kind of get a copy of that.
I've been on a Stevens kick, and I don't know why, because I don't even buy TNA books, but I really love the way he draws.
He's just an awesome artist. He
That
left
one's
us way
dope.
too
He
young.
did Rocketeer stuff.
I'll
some-
let you. I'll tell you what, Lady Fantastic. I will
What?
let you AOK all those to me.
Okay.
So
It's
Good old
nostalgia. His art is nostalgia. You know?
Yeah, and I just really like the feel of him, man.
there's a
And
classic.
the way he
too.
does cupcakes. You know, the cherry, I don't know what you call them, good girl stuff.
Yeah, it's all more classic as opposed to some of the stuff that's done. That's,
It's like pinup
Yeah.
girl stuff.
Yeah, it speaks of him.
I've
more
never
like-
seen any of these covers, so
oh
my
yeah, some
God.
of these I've seen a lot of.
Yeah.
Check out the pumpkins in that.
Heyo.
I know. I'm full of them tonight, man. And
Well, I am gonna bounce out, guys. Talk
Oh,
to you later. I'm gonna go.
later,
CJ,
bro.
I like- CJ,
Have a
I like
killer
that
night.
one.
see you, dudes. Be safe.
Journey, I might see you in a
Night.
few hours when
That's
I wake
it.
up.
Maybe, maybe not.
Mhm.
Who knows? I don't know. We'll see.
Good night, sleep well. Most likely kill you in the morning.
Equal us again.
I ever tell you the crush I had on Elvira when I was a kid?
Yes.
my
Did you?
God. I love that woman.
You guys, that one, if you look on eBay, it goes for so much money. This one, and I found it in my LCS for $6.99.
Nice.
Shit.
She was so hot in the wrong way.
I know
I love
this one. I know it's like just I love the way the proportions and like he nails it. It is very pinup artisty, so it's fun. But then I like Plugian monsters. And I
Yeah.
also
I love
like
that.
rights and like monsters and stuff.
I need to get a copy of that.
Yes, you do.
I have first appearance. I just don't have number 1.
He his first appearance was in
Werewolf 32. Sorry, Spotlight 2.
Okay, Marvel Spotlight 2. Okay, is Werewolf by Night number 3 the one with like the Bride of Frankenstein on the cover? It's like blue. I can't remember.
That's a character that's not used enough.
Surprisingly enough, Werewolf by Night, I've been able to pick up quite a few Tomb of Dracula books over here. Like they're not cheap, but I struggle to find werewolf books over here. I've been trying to get runs going.
Yep.
They're so hard to find.
I love that
werewolf
one.
books over here.
The
That pink Pink. I'm a sucker for pink
Yeah,
and
and
for
it's
Jetsons
like
for sure.
it's like a 20 center Charlton's, and
Nice.
yeah. I
Oh, and
mean,
he's
look,
farting in his face.
Mm-hmm.
that's what it looks like, isn't it? He's digging it up, but
Is that signature on there? No.
yeah, it's a signature by the artist.
I couldn't see. I saw some squiggle.
It's kid squid.
He's got rubber legs.
Yeah, that's a Stan Lee sig.
Well, it was at the end of his life. That's basically what
Pretty much what it was. They were like moving his arm and shit.
Nope, sorry.
They just needed to give him an auto pen.
This is a Jim Aparo art on a Charlton Ghostly Tales. So that's
Sicko, I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming tonight. I'm kind of streamed down, and I know I'm going to be doing one tomorrow.
You keep saying that, and then you'll do another 8-hour stream.
Listen, I gotta be on my A game tomorrow. I got an interview.
That's Gem Mint, right?
Just the Fire Guy Ryan one.
Oh no,
guy.
Fire Guy. Okay, Gem's the next one.
Tuesday is Gem Mint.
Okay.
Big old Bailey. Yosef. All new love diary. You'd think the Pierce girl would have too much pride to come back home after what she's done. Sally Joe Pierce's family will never live it down.
Now you're starting to become entertaining. The little voices. Look at that. You're improving your look at me with every single book you're showing.
Thank you for your feedback that I asked for.
You're very welcome.
Opera romances. Let's see. Once in a great while, there appears on the screen of the screen of life a person so exceptional, so captivating, so exciting that you can never forget her. This is Nurse Betsy Crane.
Yeah, see, that's engaging. It's entertaining. Am I the only asshole in the world that they just gets annoyed with people shoving books in your face with their?
That's only because you're used to Kyle doing it all the time.
This is actually.
Don't get me started.
I gotta show you this. This is a Charlton Midnight Tales #1. It's also a unique book, and it's the one and only type that I have of it.
Could you imagine how boring Slab Hub would be, or only Slab would be, if all they did was just show their slabs and not say anything about the comics?
Not really. I wouldn't mind, because it's like,
oh my god, I shoot myself.
I could look up the information myself. Two, I love just looking at the art.
I need the information. Half the books are first time appearances for me, so I appreciate the backstory and the information.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
I want a story. I want to be entertained.
I always just want the information because I'm a noob, man. It helps me out a lot.
Yeah. And sorry, I don't do that.
You know how many times I know the book and somebody will actually say something I don't even know about the book, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know that.
Number 9. This one was an AOK from Metarock. Here we've got some wonderful Don Newton artist on the Phantom. This is when Charleston was doing the Phantom. This is in really crap shape, but it's such beautiful art that I'll never turn anything like this down. And then I have another beautiful Don Newton Phantom from Charlton. It's issue number 70.
I like those covers from the Phantom back then.
Yeah, the gold key ones are beautiful too, man.
Mm-hmm. Phantom was huge in Australia because we never really got a lot of like the Marvel DC stuff in the early days. So like the Phantom was pretty much the main comic that most people.
Well, he's an old character.
He
dates Superman, I think.
Doomsday.
He's older than Superman.
Doomsday +1 #4. John Byrne did a lot of art on the Doomsday +1. It says John Byrne 75. And here, this big monster, this underwater monster creature, and you see a hero that looks oddly enough like John Byrne with a nice body and some little nymph sea creature. So there you go.
If it didn't have that John Byrne signature on there,
he's such a narcissist. He's like, I'm gonna get some
a little bubble helmet with bare chest.
I know. He's like, look, I'm gonna be Grizzly Adams, y'all. Boom.
You talk about Cocaine Bear.
I know, it is Cocaine Bear. And this is actually good if you really are invested in Jean Grey. And this is almost kind of like she forms a like a UN of mutants, but it's X-Men Red, and it's Tom Taylor. It's the first volume, and check it out if you're interested, man. That's
Has
it.
anybody seen Cocaine Bear yet?
I have. It was fire. It's a fun movie, man. 8 or 9 out of 10.
I've
Plot
been
was
wanting-
decent. Plot was decent. Acting was decent. It was, like I said, it was a fun movie.
I've been wanting to live stream it, like to do a watch party on
Mhm.
it. But I don't know if they'll block me or not on you. Wait, she take a picture of that's even more boring now. Now we're gonna watch Gilda Radner.
I love Gilda Radner, and if you
Well,
don't,
yeah,
then
but
no
I don't want
problem.
to look at her picture all the time. You know, I want to. I'm an interactive person. I like talking and I like movement.
I like
you know?
talking with your hands.
Well, yeah.
I found out a good little hack to see if something's going to get copyrighted or anything. If you just schedule it, if you just upload it and keep it private, YouTube will do all the checks and stuff on it. And if it's going to get flagged for anything, they'll flag it and stuff before you post it, so you won't get hit with a strike.
Oh,
You can just
believe me, I
take
know
it down.
that. I know that well. Ooh,
or and hear me out on this one. You just don't put shit in there that's copyrighted material.
Correct. I was nervous about messing around with some of the free like music I was using because it claims it's not copyrighted, but I used it twice and I didn't get anything, and I left them up for a day or two.
How long of a clip was
I
it?
kept it. Well, it was like 15 seconds, but I condensed it down to like 5 or 6 seconds.
So
I know that like National Archives. I think if it's
Tim
like,
Tam.
Oh, the caramel ones.
Bomb.
My wife
My lunch.
the box. I didn't get me the caramel ones, but that's fine.
there's a lot of music in the National Archives.
Well, the YouTube. So YouTube recently, in their creator music on the backside has a ton of music, including some that's commercial music that's you're able to use, and some of it that you can purchase limited single song licenses very inexpensively, or in a lot of other free stuff. So like, I think Durs, I think it was. Did you comment about the music on the Contour video I dropped?
Yeah. Yeah, you had music playing the whole time.
So that all that music is just the YouTube creator content music that I pulled, right, including that kind of rock riff while I was driving.
Right.
Some people don't know what we're talking about right now because it's a video that doesn't release to the public until tomorrow. It was available to channel members only. But anyways, yeah, the rock riff was even something I went through quite a few songs trying to find one that had the right tempo I wanted for like driving, but was there. But I mean, they have a huge library of stuff, and some of it will tell you right up, hey, if you use this, you're not going to be eligible for stuff. Some of it says if you use this, you'll have limited. Some of it says you can buy a license, you're good. Some of it says no license required. And you can search by genre and different tempos and all kinds of different stuff, and it works pretty well.
Nice.
All right, I'm getting out of here because I'm tired.
Tired?
Yes. I was on an auction earlier, and like I get, I talk a bunch of shit for a few hours, and then it's like I fit my level of interacting with humans, and then like basically Mad Spidey held a gun to my head and forced me to get on here.
That's pretty interesting considering he's in Australia. They don't have guns there.
You know what? That
they barely even have knives.
That you don't know yet. You don't know the logistics. Maybe,
what a little boy, man.
That's it. He has really long arms. So.
Well, he is a hobbit, so he got those big feet. He could be like pressing up against you to get you on.
I want to try and stay up for Comic Book G-Man's thing since it'll be an hour earlier because of the time change. Right, G-Man?
Is that tonight?
Yeah.
Wait, there's a
I
time
really
change?
hate this time change crap.
Yeah.
We're losing an hour tonight?
It's the last time we ever do it, so it doesn't matter.
Maybe.
I mean,
Is it?
it's
I hope so.
it's in the Supreme Court right now, so I'm assuming it would.
Good.
It
I
would,
mean, the only reason Bush did that was for shopping.
because we're a joke of a country still, so
because it's all
we're
about
the only place that does it.
Well, no, we're not.
dollar bill.
Does it?
It's done in other countries too, but the problem is we changed when we started
Right.
ours, right? So you have
Mhm.
this whole like 2 to 3 week window where only we're on daylight savings time and the rest of the world isn't, and then they join us. So which is a really confusing bit, right?
You know something I think about is, and this is just me being weird, is especially growing up. Like I remember the sunset and sundown was always, or sunset and sunrise was always like clockwork. You can count on it. But when daylight savings time comes, it's like the sun knows we switch back, and then it survives another 2 hours. It's like the day after we switch back. So I wonder if we don't switch back, if we would never notice the kind of sunrise and
The whole
sunset.
so the theory is, right, the whole thing is done because we're in the northern hemisphere,
Mhm.
and you're going to do with, as the winter and the springs, you have different times and less and more daylight, and so it's trying to get shift to adjust for that. So if we go to not having it at all, then what ends up happening is you're going to have times where things are going to be darker when you're not used to it being dark at all. But you know what? I don't really give a shit. I just won't want to. I'm tired of playing bouncy bounce with the
Right.
clock.
Mhm.
I'm tired of, now I'm realizing that all my title cards that I've created are wrong for the next couple weeks because they say PST instead of EDT or PDT, and so now I have to go re-edit everything because we're going to be in freaking daylight time instead of standard time.
And this
Now
is what
does
annoys me with like obviously the time differences. Is like Rob and I have had this discussion before. At the moment, Only Slabs is on at 6:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning. When we change back from daylight savings, it will go to 5:30 a.m. When he changes to daylight savings, it will be 4:30 a.m. It's really weird. Yeah, it just
You know what's
like
even
it's literally
weirder?
just keeps we just jumping an hour and that's it.
That
But it
we
doesn't.
evolved to the fact that our circadian rhythm is exactly correlated to the day and nighttime.
we random? I'm dumb. We gain an hour tonight, right?
Spring
we lose
forward,
an hour.
you spring
Mhm.
forward, and
Mhm.
you fall back.
Right.
So basically, you're gonna wake up 1 hour earlier than what you normally would at the same exact time.
If
Yes,
you
it
set
means
your
that
clock.
11 p.m. tonight, it's actually going to be midnight.
I remember my party days. It was my favorite night of the year because I always got an extra hour at the bar.
Not now.
The bar shuts down.
Not here. It didn't. It would extend that hour
When it springs forward. It's 2 a.m. It's time to shut down the bar.
when it sits back in the winter.
Well, that's why most of them don't. They observe they'll at 2
They
p.m.
stopped doing
2
it.
a.m.
They stopped doing it now. Yeah,
Bars suck.
like that. There you go. Trev says
they
it's never
do.
too early for Only Slabs.
Bars these days suck. Back in the
In
days,
my,
they were freaking awesome.
in my early 20s, it was all right. And then it was like all right, it's just too much fucking money and people are dumb. It's too loud.
Yeah.
I can't hear anybody.
Right.
We mostly went to the bar just to pick up people because we lived like 2 blocks
Yeah,
from
you're a
it.
boy,
So
duh.
well, not chicks like the homies. We lived 2 blocks from the bar, so we would
Oh,
round
DD
everybody
stuff?
up, and then and then we would go back to our house and party and stuff there. So
Yeah.
Because that would be cheaper.
The clock
correct.
change fucks up productivity for a
It
week.
does
makes
too
all
for
our
me
kids
too.
cranky and
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
necessary anymore. The farmers don't freaking need it anymore. You got freaking technology.
Yeah.
Integrity Farms.
Yeah, that's what they did originally for the farmers.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, it was all, and not just the farmers, but anybody who was working because we didn't have electricity in all the homes and stuff, and so you were more reliant on daylight for all that stuff. But
All right, yeah, I said I was leaving. I don't know why I'm still here.
because
guys
you
be
like
safe.
us,
I
you think
do
we're
like
cool.
you
Great
guys.
night.
I do.
At
I
least
do.
3 of us.
Yeah, I just have to mitigate my like of you and my need for sleep.
Sleep is overrated, and as Henry Rollins once said, sleep deprivation makes life interesting.
I always say we'll sleep when we're dead, bro.
I don't know what Rollins was talking about.
Look at
It's
the
not interesting.
look at
You're
the
watching zombie all day. That's how I
look
am.
at the stat about how much time you spend in your life sleeping, and
I get it. I get a report on that
Mhm.
every week from my
and
bed.
it's scary, bro.
My
It's
bed
I
scary.
think it's a
my bed
stat on
sends me
how
a
quickly
report
you
that
lose your
tells me
sanity when you don't sleep enough. So
As long
it's
as
a
I get
habit.
4 to 6 hours, I'm ready to rock. That's how
There
I've
is a
always
study
been.
they did that like dudes need like about an hour less sleep than chicks, and it's
If I
because
get
we're
if I sleep like 7 or 8, 9 hours,
yeah.
I feel terrible all day. I feel so groggy. I
and
I
feel in a
need 8.
funk.
I gotta
If I could
go.
get 6 hours
Bye.
of sleep, I'm like freaking Hercules the next day.
You're live streaming it. You're live streaming till 5 in the morning. It doesn't help, man.
I literally could be like Hercules. I can't sleep. That's the problem. That's why
Right?
I'm
No. I feel it. I feel it. I have to basically put myself into a coma to sleep every night.
I'm at the point where I'm like, I might have to start like taking sleepy pills or something like that to get me to fall asleep because I can't fall asleep.
I medicate before
I
bed
was
every
sick.
night.
Last night I had 5 hours and 16. It took me 20 minutes to fall asleep. 27 of my minutes were restless, but I had 5 hours and 16 minutes of restful sleep.
I had
Nice.
about 5 hours over about a 10-hour span of time.
I had three hours because I was up
Yeah, 'cause
late
like
editing, and then Brian was
I got a
early
couple
morning
hours.
stream.
days in here of 3. Not good, not some good sessions, but
I
of course
had
some of
about
those
an
are
hour and a half
some of my reports from my bed are wrong because they don't count the hours I sleep in my recliner.
Got to factor in the old man naps during
Yeah,
the day.
I'll fall asleep in the recliner for 3 hours and then move to bed, and then I'm in bed
Mhm.
only for 2 hours or something, so it throws off my report. But yeah, no, I get it. It's pretty crazy. The bed has all these sensors in it that tells me all kinds of reports about what my breathing cycle's like, my heart rate at night, my all these different things, and interesting.
Probably not, especially the fact that I'm losing an hour or two on top of it. I'm probably not going to stream.
You lost respect for Henry Rollins. How can you lose respect for Henry Rollins?
I only know Seth Rollins.
Simply because he said sleep deprivation makes life interesting. It was really more of a joke thing that he was saying, but
I've done a lot of research and stuff on sleep. I used to practice the sleep, not the sleep deprivation, but oh my god, I can't even think of the word, dude. My brain doesn't work. The where you control your dreams. I used to practice. Yep, I used to practice that all the time until I started getting like sleep paralysis demons like every other night, where like I couldn't move in my bed and couldn't like do anything, so I stopped doing it.
How do you control your dreams?
So basically, the easiest way to do it is just this. You do this all day. Like you just practice 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when you fall asleep, you can do that in your dream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I've always had very vivid dreams and stuff. And I did some studies in my younger days, in my like late teens, where I went to college and actually got hooked up to the machine where they like read your dreams and everything. And then you keep like a dream journal where as soon as you wake up, you write down everything that you can remember. And it's like I said, I'm an old school hippie, so I love it. I'm very into it.
Hey, if you want to have an orgy in your dream, what do you do then before all day?
Dude, it's not like that, but it's to the point. So it's all about mindset, and I always have very apocalyptic dreams. Always like end of the world, zombies type.
Stop
type
rating
dreams.
Spawn then.
I guess, man, it's that or video games or something. But that's always been my thing.
That was always the worst. I used to hate when you'd get really caught up in like an MMO or something, and you dream in MMO. Like your dreams are completely in-game dreams. That was annoying to hell.
Right.
That's when you knew you were going too far. You were spending too much time playing the game.
I don't remember having a dream in years, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember mine.
I don't remember most of them either.
Huh? I can almost remember every dream I have almost every night.
I think the older you get, the less you remember too.
I don't care. I just let my mind go do its own thing. I'm just scared to fall asleep.
I don't know if I sleep enough to actually have a dream. So that's basically the other thing.
You're not getting proper REM sleep. You're just
I stay up late enough so right when I fall asleep, I'm already in that REM sleep. So that's kind of my thing.
Like even when I'm like sleeping, like if I could get myself to 6-7 hours of sleep, I'll wake up at least once or twice in between that period.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think I ever give myself enough time to like calm down or whatever the case is.
Generally, when I lay down in bed, that's it. I put put the sleep machine on, and you're out quick.
I make up for it in daydreams.
But I
Nice.
can't only
Wet
stay.
dreams, or daydreams.
Both.
Those are the ones where I wake up the computer. I look up the spreadsheets filled with N's or D's and K's or J's or whatever button my fingers are.
I've fallen asleep playing video games a lot of my life, just holding the controller, passing out.
Generally not too much video games. I will be in front of a spreadsheet and
Snoozing.
But
if I fell asleep in my office room, I'd fall out of my chair because I don't have a back
editing
on it.
videos is a way to fall asleep. Yeah, that's
Dude, facts tell me I was up hours doing that last night.
You're going to HeroCon too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I already got everything's booked. Me and my girlfriend. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lit party, bro.
Well, let's see.
Oh, I need to circle back. And that's what I should do tomorrow. I can try to get a final head count on what we've got so far, so I can try to reserve the space.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who like what everybody's idea of a party is or not. Because I'm sure it could be a lot different.
All that matters is the idea of the man who's organizing the get together. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's a casual get together, man. Hang out, have some food, have some drinks, hang out with each other, say hello.
I'm literally going as a small little vacation for me and my girl, and to meet you guys, the people I interacted with and hang out with every day. And if I don't find anything, I don't even care. So
you'll find something.
Oh, I know, but
this place is.
Rob, you gonna join me at the gentlemen's bars?
No.
I would love to see you in that environment. To see you.
You know, I don't. I've never been a big frequenter of any of that type of stuff because I've always been. You know, I've never cared about that stuff.
I haven't gone in years.
I'm not a big drinker, so it's always been. I remember the first time I went. I remember it was like I had a boss that took us we were on a business trip in Vegas, and he took us to like one of the big clubs, and it was like so awful in my mind. It's like every time you turn around, some girl was jumping in your lap trying to talk to you or have a dance with you or something. Like you're just like
it's the worst part.
I basically had to sit there and I lit a cigarette and would hold a lit cigarette in my lap and not even have to smoke it, just to hold it so no girl could sit in my lap.
Telling them no is the worst part. How they have to come around because it's a part of their job, and they have to ask you, "Oh, would you like a dance?" No, I just spent $100 with a private dance for you 20 minutes ago. No, I would not like another private dance. So that's the worst part.
But yeah, so I'm a guy who like I'm pretty sedentary at these days, so I'm happy to we'll do the event. I'll hang out at one spot. I don't like to go move all around.
I haven't gone in years myself, but I'm gonna go to a different state. Let's see what kind of like crazy stuff.
I'm sure that there'll be plenty of people who'll be interested in doing something like that. I'm the guy who's very much. I'll be at like the hotel bar or just hanging out.
And truth be said, at the end of the day, I'll probably be there next to you because
I don't want to have to go trout all over the place. I'm right here. I'm good. I can go right up to my room, just hang out and I can be social without having to interact with people if I don't want.
Yeah. I'll have a little bit of party supplies if you guys can't sleep. Just hit me up.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Gummy bears.
All I need is a little bit of whiskey. I'm okay.
That's it.
See, I don't drink anymore. I mean, I do. Like, I'll drink if I have to, or if I'm like out in a public setting or go out to dinner or anything.
You never have to.
Right. And I'm just saying, like if I'm out at dinner or a special occasion, but like I drank so heavily and partied so hard, I've drink more than most people have in their life. So I just.
Don't get me wrong. Drink. I've done my fair share. I damn near killed myself and all the other fun stuff, right? When you somehow get home, how did I do 21 shots of Jaeger that night?
Yes, sir.
And survive.
I think it was more the fact of how did I get home?
I know that too. I know that because I walked out to the car and I was there with my buddy. And my buddy drove. He said, "I'm going to drive." And I said, "Yeah, that's probably a good idea." And then I passed out in the car. And the next thing I remember waking up face down on the gravel driveway. And he was trying to, come on, let me get you inside the house. And I'm like, oh, just give me 5 more minutes. He said, dude, you've been saying that for half an hour. And finally got him in, he got in the house. I remember locking the door behind him, walking up to my bed and falling face forward on my bed. Next thing I know, I woke up in the morning, vomit just all over the room and stuff, and a note on the door.
Jackson Pollock style.
My parents, I was living at home with my parents at the time because I was at university. And there was a note on my door, just said, clean up, next time, move out. It was like, that was it. That's your one, right? But if it was one of those things, if I hadn't fallen face first on the bed, it would have been Bon Scott, man. It's just like, but those are all things we've done. And now as you get older, you find things like, for me, I will sit there and I'll have a bourbon or two when I'm out with people. But otherwise, I don't drink a lot at home. I don't, I don't.
That's how I am. At home, I might have the occasional glass of wine, maybe a beer. That's about it.
Yep.
Yeah, I might drink at Christmas time, like with the family and stuff like that. Maybe just have a bourbon or bourbon and Coke or something or other, and that's pretty much it. Like,
we're gonna burn this place down. Everybody's hearing right now. Heroes Con's gonna be so lit with us, huh?
Not
the boogies are gonna be sitting there on a.
We'll find
we've done the math too. Like Beck and I she's like, if you really want to look at doing a Heroes Con at one point, we'll actually have a look at the math and how much it's going to cost just to fly to Charlotte. Around $3,500 return for each of us.
Really?
Yeah, it's
wow, dude.
It's the problem is that like you can find a flight to like LA or something like that for around $1,200 to $1,300.
What about a boat?
But then you got to go to like
then
you got to go to like Dallas and then Charlotte, and it's like it's all the in betweens.
The Atlantic. There's no. That would have to be like a round the world cruise, man.
Right. I didn't know the options, dude. I've never looked into something like that or anything.
And I got news for you. When I just go on a 10-day cruise to Alaska, it can be $3,000 to $5,000. So
yeah,
this year
it's not really feasible. Like like trust me, like. From what I hear, especially from Mark, obviously, because Mark's a regular at Heroes, like it's like just a comic book convention.
He lives 2 hours away, though.
Yeah, it's not really cosplayers and TV celebrities and stuff like that. It's pretty much just comics and artist alley, and that sounds perfect for me. And it's like we just look at the numbers and go, well, that's even without.
No
hotels.
Cosplayers? I'm a little sad about that.
No hotels.
There'll probably be some of that, but it's not like they're putting
the
on
main thing.
They're not putting on giant events.
Right. Okay. Cool. I can respect that.
People still dress up.
Cool. Yeah, I can respect that.
But yeah, I'd love to.
That's
not over there, but
that's not really feasible for anybody. Just on plane tickets alone, that's not even hotel tickets.
And if I want to do my big first international convention, I want to go hard or go home. I don't want to be going like spending all my money on airfares.
I'd go to like New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con or something like that.
Nah, so I thought about that. Like the first original plan, like years and years and years ago, was San Diego. I'd love to go to San Diego, do the spectacle, blah blah blah. And then I'm like, it's become too commercialized. Want to go to New York? Like hear about like mates from over here that have been in New York Comic Con, another big spectacle, but that's just now a rat race as well. I hear Fan Expo Toronto is really good as well, but I just want to do just an old fashioned big Comic Con, not with the big spectacle though.
Well,
and Heroes sounds perfect.
New York, you get the best of both worlds because it's very big, and the one side of the building is all like. It's almost it feels like old school kind of a convention, just times 100. There's so many booths and so many tables, and then on the other side, you got all the shows and all the theaters and talks,
celebrities and shit, and all that crap. Yeah,
Artist Alley.
I hear MegaCon is really good.
I get enough humidity over here. I don't need it anymore over there.
I'm sad.
International travel is expensive this year. Like I was looking into
crazy.
Tickets. I was looking into tickets going to Greece. They went up about $900 from last year with all the airlines. I was like, "What the hell's going on?"
Greece or Rome is one of my like bucket list destinations.
I go there more often because I got family there and I got stuff that I do there. So
I've always been super invested in the culture and the history of all of it.
Not a bad thing to go to. I definitely would like to go to Italy at one point.
It's interesting.
If you go to
Not on
Greece,
my
just
list.
prepare to smoke a lot of cigarettes and drink a lot of coffee.
I'd be going to Amsterdam if I was in that area.
I'll tell you, to be honest, it's like for me, my wife keeps telling me we're going to Australia. So, there we go.
Just buy all the comics you want while you can, and if you come over here, don't buy comics anymore.
Right. Well, then of course, what I might do is, at some point, I keep thinking at some point my company's going to send me to Romania for real instead of just my virtual presence there to do something with my team at some point. But but that wouldn't be a vacation. That would just be a
Cold.
no.
Depends on the time of year you go, I guess.
Yeah, but that's all of Europe. You gotta remember it's one of those things that when you take Europe, and you put it on a map of the United States, it's super late from a latitude standpoint. You realize actually how far north most of Europe is. It's essentially along the Canadian-U.S. border, and it's like, oh, okay, well that's completely different than say those of us. When you sit there and go, okay, where is like where I'm at in California, it's more on par with like southern Greece and southern Italy in the Mediterranean as far as from a latitude standpoint.
Nice.
I'd like to do Australia as well, but the problem is I think it's about 22 hours to get there, 22 hours to get back.
Well,
so I got to do 2-3 weeks to be able to get something out of it.
Yeah, but you're in New York, so you can go direct flight at least.
I could too. I go out of SFO, but
too much poisonous creatures for me, man.
But the reality is,
if I can survive, anybody can.
My wife and I have our plan to go, and our plan to go though is not like an overnight flight. Our plan is we're catching a repositioning cruise out of San Francisco that goes around the Pacific and it ends in Sydney, and then you can stay on the ship, and it does the Australia-New Zealand cruise right afterwards. So it's about 35 days of cruising, and then after that we can either fly straight back or hang out in Australia with friends and stuff for a bit before we fly back. This is a we've retired type thing, or at least she's retired at least, and I've just taken a shit ton of time off or working remote.
Sail. Get a sailboat and sail.
No. I don't want to do work. I want to sit on a luxury ship and have it take.
He wants people to do the work for him.
I enjoy cruises quite a bit. There's nothing greater to me than that concept of let me go to the hotel. I go to sleep. The hotel moves to the next destination. I wake up.
Really?
It's like a buffet of vacations.
I
get to sample different vacation spots along the way, and I'm staying at a 5-star luxury resort because I don't travel on Carnival cruises.
I've been on 3 cruises, and maybe it was because I was younger, but I hated all 3 of them because I ran out of stuff to do in less than a day, and I was going insane.
Yeah. If you're young like that, that can be.
I was like 15, 16. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not really there for the kid stuff. You're not really there for. Yeah, I understand that. And depending upon how the cruise ship is set up, but for me,
chilling.
I love nothing more than just be able to sit there and relax. And my wife and I, we've finally gotten to that point where we've started to like enjoy some of this. So like spending the time watching some of the shows and some of the production stuff that are going on, and we're started to enjoy some of that stuff. So the trivia contests, the art auctions, and the
comedy shows.
You'd have to have a good itinerary lined up for everything,
Well, our experience, anyways, because we usually sail on Princess. Every day there's a list of all the things that are going on throughout the day. I think there's a wide variety of activities on board the ship, and you figure out what it is that you want to do. Whether your day on your sea days, you could be anything from there's educational courses, there's craft stuff, there's shows, there's trivia contests, there's all kinds of stuff. We'll go to the spa, we'll go to the just hang out and play board games and stuff, or because usually there's a library on the ship, and they'll have all kinds of board games and stuff that you can check out and do, and There's all kinds. You meet people and hang out. It's fun.
Pre-COVID, there was actually, I think they only ended up doing, I think, 2, because I think it either became unfeasible or maybe because of COVID, I can't remember, but there was actually a comic convention on a cruise.
Yep.
That'd be dope.
They did a couple of those, but
that'd be cool.
Yep, there's those. There's all kinds of
I
different
wouldn't
themes.
want to do that. You ever been to a con and see what everybody smells like in a con? I don't want to be on a boat with a bunch of like.
That's why you go out into the deck and get some sea air and.
Yeah, right.
You get a kick out of this, Rob. My first cruise that I went on with it was a family cruise with my parents. The comedian that they had on there was Gary Shanley.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll get those big guests that come on like that. They're fun, and they'll on longer cruises. They'll rotate out at different ports sometimes. My wife and I, one of our favorite things to do is just go. In the evenings, we like to go to the piano bar and just like kick back and listen to whoever's on the piano singing standards and whatnot. We just chill out. I mean, you get to live a different life for a moment. Is what it is. It's a nice break for me. I know it's not for everyone. But for me, my wife, we love it.
Yeah, I need to go now that I'm older. Same thing with Vegas. I was at Vegas twice, but it was both when I was like 14 or 15.
Yeah, see, I don't like going to Vegas necessarily because to me, it's all about gambling, and I don't want to.
I'm not a big gambler either.
It's too easy to
much
get caught up.
Too much seduction over there.
That's why I don't do mystery boxes or anything.
Las Vegas is very, very dangerous.
If you're on a boat, if a zombie breaks out, you're done. It's true, or you have to go.
Or you're safe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or you throw them all off the boat.
Or if it's like
and go on a cruise where they let them drive. What are y'all doing? We're contemplating and coalescing the meaning of the universe while simultaneously crocheting a blanket to be used in the next production of Beach Blanket Babylon.
Nice. One of the old school ones with all the pins and stuff on it too. Like Grandma used to knit.
Yeah, well, you want to do crochet that way you could be a hooker.
Yeah.
Penn and Teller. Well, yeah, we did. I remember when one of the times we went back when we went and did Penn and Teller. We sat in the front row, and my wife got to be a part of the show. It's kind of cool.
Could have seen.
Although the Rio that they did, which is a dump now, is apparently one of the spots that's potentially going to be torn down and is being pitched as a spot for the A's new Coliseum.
Nice. I rode all the scary rides on the Stratosphere when I went. That's about the only thing I remember.
The theme park at the MGM Grand wasn't too bad as I recall, but
no, they had a big roller coaster on the Stratosphere that you hung off the top. Yeah, that's what I did.
I didn't do any of that. Every time I went to Vegas, it was bachelor party time.
That would work.
We had a different kind of rides then.
Yeah, mustache rides.
So the hangover Greek style.
I don't know if he was doing the mustache rides. I don't want to assume. No. There you go.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Well, the paternity.
It's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again? Do you have time?
Until the paternity test comes in.
Yeah. I would like to go one time, just like without a bachelor party environment, just to check it out. But
that's what he does, Chris. He just drops names. Look at Maze and drops names.
The only thing I did that was like a little bit, we went to the silver and gold pawn shop just for the hell of it back when they first started the pawn store thing.
See, what I like to do last couple times I've been there. Well, it's been a while. I used to all the time used to stay at the Sands just because it was super cheap and it still was old school throwback and whatnot. But now that's been long gone, so you can't stay there anymore. But I like to go there and always look for like if they have any the old throwback Rat Pack shows and I've taken like people, co-workers with me when I'm at a work thing event, take them and expose these young kids to old classic Vegas style shows.
That's cool. I do remember all the street dudes handing out trading cards for all the prostitutes.
Yeah.
There are hundreds of them lining the road.
We were talking about one of my guys at work. He's talking about his daughter was like upset that she got hurt. She plays basketball, college basketball, and got hurt, and so she wasn't able to go with the team to Vegas or something. She was all upset. It was like, well, you're not old enough to gamble or drink. So why do you want to go? You just want to collect a bunch of, handouts for adult strip clubs? I mean,
it's got all their stats on the back and everything.
What else is there to do? I mean,
God, I remember them handing that out. I was like, what is this?
For limousines. Oh, that's what I remember. Limousine cards and strip club cards. That's all I had in my hands.
We should send one of those into PSA.
Well, I need to take a pause. I need to go eat my dinner.
I'm actually going to jump off too.
It's
My
damn near
batteries
8
are
o'clock.
running low.
And I got hand delivered some pot roast and
if everybody's leaving, that's my cue too, because I work in the morning.
All right, well, Mazel. Nobody else is jumping on, so Mazel just end it.
All right, well,
let me find the shit.
You find it, and we'll sit there and say, go around the horn real quick. Durs, what you got coming up?
What do I have coming up? Oh, I got all these comics that I got yesterday. I got to show those off. And just really working on my editing. I got my Sunday night sesh tomorrow. All the homies are welcome to always hang out, and it's at 6:00. And basically just trying to improve my channel and just hang out with you guys. I love everybody.
Phenomenal.
CJ, what do you got coming up?
I got an interview with Fire Guy Ryan tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Adjust your clocks, because apparently we have to adjust our clocks tomorrow. And then I got a interview with Jem Mint on the 14th at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. So, and then I'm done for a while. And thank you, by the way. Thank you for giving me the time to actually promote myself. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're most welcome.
Tomorrow morning, I'll drop an unusual Sunday video for me. It's just my Berkeley Comic Show walkthrough. So I just get to see as I test out my new camera and do some see what that show is like. And then Monday will be my haul video from that event, which will be filled with bangers.
There you go. And I don't need to make myself big. I'll have stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff. Everybody knows I just do everything on the fly. I'm not a planner. I'm just that'll do tonight. I'll just take this one and whatever. And
pretty fly for an Aussie guy.
Yeah. That's why the laid back Aussie thing is, you just go with the flow. So, but thank you everybody on the panel for joining, current and people who have jumped off. Also, thank you very much to the chat for being here and keeping us all company. Where we'll end with this.
Closing time to roll to Chili's and chow down with my fucking boys.